right. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining for the science-based strategies for keeping your 2020 New Year's resolution. I'm Glenn Lubert. I'm your host, and I want to welcome you to this session. I'm the co-founder of Be Your Own Best Coach, and that's a group coaching program, which we're going to begin our new program this spring, and we're also the producers of this workshop. I'll be guiding you through today's session and with my colleague and fellow co-founder, Dr. Deborah Teplow. Hi, Deborah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
So if you have any questions, put them in the chat with the Q around it so I can pull out the questions as we're going, or just use your raise hand feature in Zoom so that way we can bring you up to answer your questions. So let's begin, Deborah. Why do New Year's resolutions fail?
Okay, well, so this next slide, do we have the slide up? I can't see it.
Go ahead.
There we go. Okay, super. All right, so this is meant as a joke, but of course, jokes are funny because they contain an element of truth. So why are so many New Year's resolutions doomed for failure? What keeps people from succeeding? So let's take a quick look at that. So first of all, people kind of catapult themselves forward. Oh, I should do this. I should lose weight, stop smoking, get more exercise, read more books, whatever. And they don't take a pause to ensure that their goals are aligned with core values and purpose. Another mistake people make here, it's the key to leadership, is setting vague goals that are a combination of jargon and wishful thinking. And that way I can keep dumping work on you without hearing you whine, and that those things that I'm assigning you don't fit with your goals. And you have to admit, my system is better than whatever you're doing over there. So the reason that so many New Year's Eve resolutions or New Year's resolutions fail is that the goals are vague. Getting in shape is an example of a vague goal. Another mistake people make is that they depend solely on willpower and self-control. Ask a million people, what does it take to get to a goal? Every 99, one minus a million will say you have to have willpower, determination, self-control, etc. Everything comes down to that one thing that's in you. Another mistake is that people expect perfection, and then they're thrown off when they make a mistake, and then the what the hell effect takes effect.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, big one. And that, by the way, that what the hell effect is a scientific term, and I've forgotten the researcher who developed it, but if anybody's interested, I can find it for you after this. But it's what the hell is that you're on a diet. You see some delicious, yummy thing that's not on your diet, you eat it, you realize you have fallen off your diet, you go, what the hell, I might as well enjoy another piece. So remember, no one's perfect. That's why pencils have erasers. So again, sometimes life leads you up a creek without a paddle. And that's why we always kayak with a six-pack. What does this suggest? This suggests that people also make mistakes and hamper their progress towards their goals because they don't plan for not being perfect. No one's perfect. We do screw up, and we then don't create contingency plans because we're going for perfect. We don't say, yeah, but what if we do screw up? What will we do then? And how do we get back on board? Another mistake is that we engage in black and white thinking, all or nothing, forever, never, always. I'll never eat another piece of chocolate cake. I will always do X, Y, or Z. Again, we're not perfect, we're not consistent, and we cannot hamper ourselves by engaging in this kind of all or nothing black and white thinking. We ignore social factors. We ignore the environmental factors, and just think about going in a shopping mall within 50 feet of Cinnabon. You smell that, those cinnamon rolls, and you smell the cinnamon. And I say 50 feet because I know from one of their researchers that they've tested and they've determined that 50 feet away, they emit that cinnamon smell. You are hooked and walking to get a cinnamon roll. And we also ignore things like tools, gears, and equipment that can either help us or hold us back. And these guys are walking through the Grand Canyon in the summer, and notice the guy in the front has a water bottle. It's empty. So that's poor planning, not appreciating tools and things that can help him, and not doing contingency planning. So first little activity, because this is a all hands on deck experiential learning opportunity for you. What we would like you to do is get your fingers ready on your keyboard, and we're going to do the first of several speed chats, we call them. So just type in a tip or a trick that you've tried in the past to stick with the New Year's resolution, something you've tried in the past that sounded good, but actually didn't turn out to work. So what are some traps that you might have fallen into over the years with your New Year's resolutions? So go ahead and type that into the chat.
What's an example, Deborah?
Oh, definitely. I can do that. It's the what the hell. I already took a bite of one bite of the cookie that wasn't on my diet. I might as well go finish it, because who wants to have just a cookie with a bite out of it left on the counter?
Oh, so there's some good ones. You're like buying all the things, and then maybe not using them all, or not doing them.
Yeah.
Making a hard resolution that is hard or binary to evaluate only at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not having milestones. What would you know what would you notice that you're moving towards your goal?
Mm-hmm.
A big one: eat less.
That's a great one. Yeah. And I laugh because so many people do that. That's a hard one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Drink less, eat less, something less.
Mm-hmm. Exercise more, read more, rest more. Yeah. I want to mention one other that isn't on our slide, but let me put this little idea in your head, is that we often think of a goal in terms of what we don't want or what we won't do. I'll never smoke again. I won't swear again. I won't lose my temper again. I'll never eat this. And we don't then include what we will do instead. So if we're not drinking, what are we doing instead? A goal is not the absence of something. It's the presence of something. I don't want to be stressed out anymore. What do you want? Do you want to feel more energized? Do you want to be more productive? Do you want to be more relaxed, more calm? Each of those is very distinct and has a different and unique intervention. So it's very important to know what you do want, not what you don't want.
Let's repeat that, because that's really important. The goal is not the absence of something, it's the
presence of what you want in your life.
So, I was adding that to the chat there. So what's the solution? I think it is we need a system. So social science research from the last 30 to 40 years has shown that you need all the elements to optimize the likelihood of success. There can be trade-offs, but ultimately covering all the bases is the most reliable and sustainable way to make change. Sustainable behavior change is not like throwing paint against a wall and seeing what sticks. Although experimentation is critical, you want to have an experimenter's mindset. So that way you can know that when you try something, you're just learning. And you can use that information for your next experiment. So without locating what you're doing within this system that is driven by a purposeful strategy, even the most positive results of experimentation won't lead to sustainability. So that's why we want to show you our Be Your Own Best Coach behavior change model. It synthesizes the best science and offers it to you in one simple solution. There's 4 factors: you, the people in your life, the things in your life, and the environment. So we're going to start here by delving into the first one, which is the element of you, which is where you should begin every self-change journey. So the first step is to begin with the motivating factors, the things that propel you into the action, your values, your purpose, and your dreams. And that's what we have outlined here on this slide. So
Okay.
go ahead, Deborah.
Okay, so usually we start our whole experiential activity with values and purpose, but a lot of folks have had plenty of opportunity during this time of pandemic to really think about what they really care about and what's really important to them. You may not have done formal work on values and purpose during this time, but surely you've had plenty of opportunities to at least think about them a little bit. So another speed chat we invite you to participate in is to share very quickly 2 or 3 values that are important for you. So a value may be friendship, maybe honesty, maybe, love, health, integrity. So go ahead and speed chat in. What are some values that are important to you? Even just one. And it doesn't have to be the most important. Let's just get some examples of values.
Curiosity, creativity, joy, growth, belonging, integrity, health, mindful consumption, giving back, contribution.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go on. Yeah.
Hold on. We had relax come in from Chevron that came directly to me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's talk about SMART goals. Because if you look at any kind of do a Google search on goals, New Year's resolutions, you'll come up with SMART goals, and you'll see that we put a big red cross through it. Because some people insist that we begin our journey with goals. Don't forget your dreams, wishful thinking, go for goals, and particularly SMART goals. But we firmly believe that goals is not only not the right place to start, but in some ways, we consider the advice to start with SMART goals as malpractice. And that's a big statement. We mean it. Those are strong words. But consider, where would we be as a world, as a society, if explorers, inventors, thinkers, artists, and creators throughout the ages had only thought about SMART goals and hadn't dreamed the big dreams? What if they constrained themselves by what was truly only smart, specific, measurable, relevant, or realistic, achievable, and time-bound? We'd still be running from lions and tigers. We'd still be, digging in the dirt for our, to try and find the acorn and trying to find shelter from harsh weather. So we like the quote from Michael Wesch, an anthropologist from Kansas University, who says, "It was asking questions, making connections, and trying new things," quote,
Bye now.
"that brought us down
Have a nice day.
and took us to the moon." So asking questions, making connections, trying new things, these are the essence of dreaming. So let's go on. We ask you in this first exercise that we're going to do, and we'll give you some time. This is a simple question, but it's a hard one. And we don't, I think, invite ourselves in for enough reflection about what is our dream and what difference will achieving that dream make for you. So what we'd like you to do, we're going to do a breakout. And so what is your dream for this?
We're going to start, Deborah, with the activity first, the self-paced activity, and then we'll go to the breakout.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's right. Okay, so we'll have some minutes. Glenn, 5 minutes?
We have 5 minutes, yep.
Okay, so this is independent work. What is your dream for 2022? And here are a couple of questions to help you define that dream. So catapult yourself through this year, 2022, and land yourself at December 31st. So imagine yourself at December 31st, the year 2022 has come to a close, and it has been a great one for you. So what do you notice that tells you that you are living that dream, that the success you wanted has occurred? And then ask yourself what difference it will have made for you for having achieved that dream.
So go ahead and take some time, take out pencil and paper or type it up in a note in your second brain, whichever you feel more comfortable with it. And I'm gonna put on a little bit of music, and we'll just have a few minutes for some of the self-reflection question. more minute. All right, welcome back. So now we are going to move into a breakout room. Deborah, you want to describe the breakout room for us?
Sure. So in this breakout room, we're going to do another, I kind of reinforce and add a little power to this exercise, which is to invite you to share it with the participants in your breakout room. Tell the story of your dream and describe yourself December 31st or January 1st from the moment you wake up. Walk through your day, seeing yourself as the person who's living that dream. So just tell the story of your life that day and the presence of that dream as you walk through that.
All right, let me set up the breakout rooms to go out. All right, you should get the.
Yeah, I wanted to say, but maybe for a prompt to help you, it's January 1st. I open my eyes and I then fill in the blank. You are the person who's achieved that dream. Okay.
I'll drop that in the chat too, Deborah. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so we want to go ahead. If you want to enter in the chat something that stood out from you from your session there, your breakout room, and we're also looking for someone who might want to volunteer to share something from their experience in the breakout room. If you go ahead, just raise your hand and we can get you there. Okay, Ken, go ahead. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Thanks, Glenn. Yeah, it was interesting. In the breakout room I was with, there was some, I guess, similarity and overlap with our goals and kind of dreams for the upcoming year. One theme was wanting to teach what we know. Part of that was even coming to the realization that you know what you know, and you don't even realize how valuable it is till you end up in a situation when you're like, oh, wow, there's people that maybe don't know some of this, and it would be nice to teach it in that sense. And then also too, kind of just teaching as you're learning too. Like it says, like, as you teach people, you learn from them, and that informs your teaching. And so it's a reciprocal thing. And then there was also kind of a theme of fitness and you know, being more in shape for the upcoming year. Of course, that might just be that, you know, I was with three guys, and that's the curse of being a middle-aged man.
Any thoughts, Deborah?
You know, we had a little bit of that too, and I just wanted to thank the people that were in my group.
Thanks, and thank you, Kevin, for sharing. Yeah, Ken, for sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Ken. Sorry. Yeah, JR and Henny, I wanted to thank you for a good session. I feel just so great hearing and sharing. I think what's really important, we were talking about this in our group, is to ask yourself, what difference does it make? Because it's easy to get stuck on the, I got it, you know, in terms of fitness, or, you know, I got to do the 20 push-ups or lose the X number of pounds. And what's more motivating, it'll help you stick to it, is to remember, what difference will it make in your life? And as I said, we are pulled in so many different directions, that remembering, you know, what's your mission statement for yourself? What is your purpose? What difference will whatever you're going to do serve you in the long run? It helps you discriminate among all the different ways we're pulled and all the different things that we could do. And we have a lot of, the inner critic and the person telling us, you've got a messy closet. You should be cleaning this up. You should be doing this. At the end of the day, I was sharing with my group, the end of the day, everybody in the world, no matter where they are, no matter what their social, economic, education, no matter what the situation, at the end of the day, most people want exactly the same thing. They want to feel a sense of belonging, of making a difference, of counting, of getting along with family. And so when you use that, we're just saying, we can have an irritant, my spouse doesn't do X or Y, Z, but then when I think, what is my mission? What is my purpose? What makes a difference? It's that I want to get along. I want to have a home full of love. And then I can choose, do I want to react to my spouse because, they left the dish, or they hassled me because I left my dirty dish in the sink? It's more like it. What do I really want? And I think that's a reason to focus on that dream. What is your dream? So you keep coming back to it as the big picture. And then the details of how many pounds, how many steps, how much work, etc., will sort themselves out, or you have a better North Star to guide you.
All right. Thank you, Deborah. And I would move us all along here so I can keep us on time. I put the slide up as you're talking there for the next part of the behavior change model. Again, there's all 4 parts, but we're going to do a quick exercise on one of the next part, which is people. Deborah, you wanted to walk us through that next exercise?
Sure, I certainly do. So people. So there are motivating factors and enabling factors. So motivating factors, they're the things that give you the fuel. And the enabling factors, they're the what do I want to do? And the enabling factors are how am I going to do it? So we focus on family and friends, or what we call not only family and friends, but friends and accomplices. So the question for you to ask yourself is, who are your friends? Who are people that cheer you on, that encourage you to make changes in your life, or to do things that you say, I really wish I could do it. I want to do it. Who are those friends who are going to help you on your way? Not in any instrumental way by teaching necessarily, but by encouraging that emotional, maybe modeling, maybe holding up a standard for you that will help you. Accomplices are those people who tell you, you work hard all day, so let's go out drinking. I know you said you don't want to drink, but you work so hard. Why don't we just enjoy ourselves? After all, you can always, decide, go do your sober week next week. So there are people that will argue for the status quo. And so it's important to notice who are friends and who are accomplices, those people who are going to say, you don't have to change, you're good, it's fine, let's go out and do this, or you don't have to do that. So important. And we invite you in speed chat to think about people who've encouraged you in the past and what have they done to help you. And think about your accomplices, those people who have argued for the status quo, not been supportive when you have wanted to change. So what have they done that pushed you off or away from that change journey? So just type into the speed chat, what have your friends done that have helped you? And if you have a little bit of moment, then type fast. Think about what are specific things that accomplices have done that have kept you from making a change that you wanted to make.
Friend made fun of my middle-aged man journey to lose weight or do more exercise, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's frustrating.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll put one on here too that happened to me over. my dad and my boss are convinced that women can be excellent engineers. They were ahead of their time. Oh, that's great. And Chevron became first women engineer. So that was someone who's motivating you, enabling. Yeah. There's 3 accomplices in here, messages. I think maybe it's easier to come up with the people that are working against us. Their negativity.
Yeah, when I think of friends, like who's encouraging me, it's just that they accept me. It's that unconditional positive regard. They just accept me and say, go for it.
Thomas is my partner and I signed up for Noom together last year. That's great. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, you can keep putting the friends and or accomplices in the chat. But for time, we're only going to be a few minutes over here, but I want to keep the presentation moving. So I'm going to move on to the next slide,
Okay.
which is our action guide to take with you.
Yeah, so we have an action guide, and action harnesses your imagination and creativity. And when we use our imaginations, we're priming our brain and wiring it for the experiences that we're imagining. So when we think in the tiniest detail about that January 1st, 2023, we've reached our dream, we walk ourselves through our lives having achieved that dream. We're using those imagination, that creativity, we're actually wiring our brain and priming it to move in that direction. So our action guide is, imagine that it's December 31st, and you will get this in printed
Yeah, I put it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you notice that would let you know you'd achieved your dream? What's one clue, even the smallest, that tells you you're on the right path to reach your dream? So often we overlook the things that we're doing that are moving us in the right direction. We discount it. You know, I wanted to cut back on calories. The first day of the week was okay, but then the next 4 were terrible. And we don't say, wait, the first day was okay. What did we do? How did we do it? What helped us do that first day well? Who helped us? What was the setting? You know, what were we thinking to ourselves? Who helped us? What helped us? What tools did we use? And so that's important. So think about even the tiniest little clues that tells you, oh, you're moving in the right path or the right direction. And then lastly, we invite you to define just one word or an image, even a metaphor, a phrase that summarizes your best of you year. So the year 2022 is the year, and then either a metaphor or something that's a lot that you could put on a little card or a Post-it or on your phone or some way, keeps reminding you purpose, value, dream, and your goals are then the actions you take to make those come true.
So I wanted to just, we're going to wrap up right now. And I wanted to invite you to keep in mind to have an experimenter's mindset. Whatever you're trying, especially during your New Year's resolutions, is all about having an experiment. And everything is information for you to try for the next experiment. So keep trying, keep experimenting, keep learning. And I want to give it, Deborah, any final last words before we close up?
Thank you everybody for participating. And we do have the action guide as a download in the chat. I just noticed that.
Yeah, the action guide download, we'll be sending out a recording for everybody to review along with the action guide as well. And just one last moment to see if there's any questions that anyone wants to have answered before we wrap up.
This is Shivrin.
Yes, Sharon.
Question. I missed your last class. It was a mistake. Is there a recording available of that?
Yeah, there'll be a recording available that you'll get.
No, the previous one.
Yes, there'll be a recording of that one coming out. I'll make sure they get that to you via email.
I appreciate it, and it means a lot to me, both Deborah and Glenn. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so just to end up, if you could put in the chat one word you would use to describe today's session. One word you use to describe today's session. Inspiring, fun, activating, helpful. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at solutions@BeYourOwnBestCoach. And I want to thank everyone for joining us today for the helpful, thanks, inspiring, great, fun, your words, time we had together. Thank you, Deborah, for all the information you shared. And thank you, everyone, for listening, and stay well.
Thank you, everybody. Be well,
Thank
live
you.
that dream of yours.
Thank you.